Next, let me introduce the sixth speaker, Natsuki Eba from International Christian University will deliver the speech under the title of What We Refuse to Lose Before Convenience Chooses for Us. What We Refuse to Lose Before Convenience Chooses for Us. Natsuki Eba, please come up to the center of the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Natsuki Eba. I hope you enjoy my speech. What we refused to lose before convenience chooses for us. A few months ago, I went to study abroad in Australia, and I joined a program where students worked on proposing solutions to challenges faced by public organizations. I had been excited about the lively discussions, creative ideas, and insightful perspectives from diverse backgrounds. But in reality, most of what I ended up doing was simply typing prompts into ChatGPT so it could generate a workable solution. I felt devastated and asked myself, why am I here? The process I was most passionate about had vanished because of AI. I became anxious that the little moments of my excitement might be gradually taken away from me in the future. Over the past few decades, our daily lives have become incredibly convenient. The arrival of smartphones completely changed the way we live. And now the world is fascinated by artificial intelligence. As an ordinary university student, I also appreciate AI because I no longer need to find a native English speaker to check the grammar in my speech contest script. It is clear this growing convenience brings us enormous benefits. However, we should recognize the convenience can quietly take away something meaningful from us. That process, convenience, cuts the original process down to something as short and efficient as possible because it is often seen as a hassle. But actually, the process can add depth and richness to our experiences. So, what makes the process meaningful? Imagine you want to buy a book. Online shopping is extremely convenient. You just scroll, click, and the book arrives. On the other hand, going to a bookstore takes time and effort. But it is exactly this process that matters. You step outside, walk through the aisles, and maybe ask a clerk, "Excuse me? Do you know where this book is?" "Oh, thank you so much." And when you finally found the book you were looking for, the one next to it suddenly catches your eyes. You pick it up, open it, and flip through the pages. This scene, this small journey, is exactly the convenience has taken away from many of us. One remarkable gift that the process offers is serendipity, unexpected moments of discovery, such as finding a genre of books you never meant to explore. Those chance encounters expose you to unfamiliar values and creativity. Another important aspect of the process is human interaction. Traditionally, paying, ordering, or asking questions always involved human contact. Even a brief exchange of words or simply sharing the space with others gives us the little sense of connection, something essential to us as social beings. What I want to tell you is now, we let ourselves carried along by convenience, unconsciously undervaluing the process, that used to be a natural part of our lives, an essential part of our journey. The loss of process could weaken not only personal well-being, but also the vitality and public health in the society as a whole. For example, my Instagram feeds are filled with dogs, just dogs. I don't really like cats. My friends often tell me cats are adorable as well as dogs. But my Instagram hardly recommends cats. What I mean is personalization is carrying the risk of narrowing our perspectives in cultures and politics. Also, losing chances to encounter unexpected ideas leads to the stagnation in innovation. In recent years, self-checkout machines or online services allow us to live without speaking to anyone. This could lead to greater social isolation, which seriously affects our mental health. In fact, WHO claims that the mental health issues continue to worsen worldwide. Now and going forward, more and more processes may disappear in the name of convenience, and we will continue to benefit from that. With that in mind, how should we deal with the erosion of human experiences and qualities? The point is, we need to protect the process on purpose. At the societal level, for instance, schools and companies should distinguish between tasks performed by technology and those by human effort, while preserving the spaces for innovation and creativity as well as the opportunities for social connections. Also, we may need to challenge the overly personalized content and encourage critical thinking. Government should pay more attention to the effect of loneliness on children and people living alone, and design cities and policies with human connections in mind. And what I want to emphasize today is what each of us can do as individuals. It is to understand what truly enriches your own life and protect the process on purpose instead of letting the convenience replace it. Personally, I don't want to compromise my passion for creativity. That is why I want to go to a bookstore on purpose to encounter my little moments of excitement. How about you? What process would you like to reclaim to enrich your own life? Before convenience chooses for us, let's decide what to refuse to lose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natsuki Eba. Then, we will have a question and answer session. Dr. Sasayama, please begin.
Natsuki, thank you for your thought-provoking speech. Now you're ready for some questions?
Yes.
All right. So I personally agree with everything you said, but sometimes people are attracted more to convenience than to reason, right? So how would you convince others, say your friends, to appreciate the process more?
My personal thought is that we don't need to convince or we don't need to force my friends or my family because the value is different in person. So if a person is really appreciating the technological progress or maybe instant result, I don't want to force them to value the process more. However, for example, through this speech or through the discussion with me, that person loves creativity, maybe they can think critically, in this world there is kind of person to think like that. So it might be a key to notice the value of process, maybe, I hope.
Right, good, thank you. So at the beginning of your speech, you mentioned that you joined this program. And if you were to join the same program again, if you could relive that experience, what would you do differently, or would you do anything differently?
I think one of the issues in the program was the organizers didn't have the regulations or rule of how to use the artificial intelligence. So maybe if I can attend the event, maybe I will tell the organizer, is there any regulation or is there any recommendation how to artificial intelligence to in our discussion? And also I would try to tell my group members, from now, for a minute or for a few seconds, it's okay, but I want to discuss in person without artificial intelligence. It might be good for our critical thinking, creativity, innovative ideas. So let's do that. How do you think? Maybe I'll ask that.
Okay, good. Thank you. So, like you said, technology has made our life really convenient, and that's great. But in your opinion, how could we strike a balance between convenience on the one hand and serendipity and human connection on the other?
Thank you. This is the most difficult part in my content. I also appreciate the technology, and maybe a lot of people easily get carried away the how efficient, how great the conveniences are. But if you try to understand what truly enriches your life, for example, when you in a childhood, maybe something makes you enjoy and you remember that, and you can think again, what process do you want to reclaim to truly enriches your life? It's one of the way I think.
Okay, thank you. Maybe one last quick question. So, for you, what might an ethical use of AI look like?
Sorry, can I ask one more time?
So, for you, probably think it's okay to use AI, right?
Yes.
For your study, your work. What does an ethical how can you use it in a way that doesn't cause the kind of issues that you mentioned in your speech?
I think that information education is very important to understand the AI ethics, and also the governments or companies should rethink the importance of AI ethics, and we should learn by ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sasayama. Then, Dr. Jacobson, please.
Okay, thank you. That was a very intellectually sophisticated speech with a great recognition of the pros and cons of evolving technologies. I really liked your balance of understanding the good parts about it and also some of the negatives. Most of my questions are about solutions. So you talked about bookstores as one example of places where we can seek out process. What other activities or places in our daily lives can we experience to have the same thing?
I think it's the similar thing, but music and movies are great examples. Now we can watch the movies or listen to music in our house in the subscription. So without going to movie theaters or going to a city shops, we can listen to music. But maybe the process going to the city shops or cinema included the encounters to unexpected moments, like enjoying something with friends or families, talking something sounds different from the purpose, like getting CD or music, but it could be a small journey or great small memory as a human experience and qualities.
Great, thank you. When I was preparing for my remarks today, I read an earlier version of your speech where you talked about writing handwritten letters to your friends. Could you tell us a little bit more about that process, how your friends responded, and what you've learned from that?
Yes, so in my first script, I was mentioning that I don't want to compromise my depth of my personal relationship, and I want to make efforts to write handwritten letters or meet them in person. That is one of my important value, and maybe sometimes it's awkward and I feel shy to give handwritten letters on birthday to my friends. I am already over 20 years old. But I think the shy moments are really enjoyable. And as I mentioned before, it could be a great little memory and great little gift. So I like it.
And have you continued or expanded that practice?
Yes, I continue on the birthday of my friends. I give handwritten letters. And yes, I enjoy it, and I would like to continue it even when I become an adult. Yes.
Great, thank you. Lastly, for our third speaker, I asked a question that referenced Australia's ban on social media for young people 16 and under. And I'd like to turn that question over to you. Should AI be banned for or used in schools for students 16 and under?
I think to ban is not a good idea because when we grow up, we need to coexist with artificial intelligence. So, like without the experiences to use AI in a childhood, it is not a great thing, I think. So, I think the school should make the regulation or rules on AI, and also, as I said before, the information education, including the teaching the AI ethics or how to coexist it with AI, is really important in schools.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobson. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Sasayama, Dr. Jacobson, and Natsuki Eba. Natsuki Eba, please return to your seat. Please give the judges a few minutes to mark their judging sheets.